Hi, today we are going to talk about participles. Before we really get into the topic, let's have a look. What are participles? I hope you know what this table is. This is a verb conjugation table. So normally, I'll tell students this one is the base form verb, which is verb 1. And then the second column, which is simple past tense, I would say this is verb 2. And this is the third column. And normally I will tell them this is verb 3. Then how about the fourth column? Some of you might say verb 4, but it's actually not. So the fourth column is actually verb ing. So can you recall the table? I think you have learned it before. So the first one, when we say rise, what's the simple past of rise? Verb 2. It's actually rose. It is spelled exactly like the flower, but it doesn't mean the same. This is a verb, and this is the past simple of rise. Then what is the past participle? Verb 3 of rise. It is rising. How about verb ing? The present participle is called rising. So when we talk about participles, there are two types. One is called past participle. You can also call it PP. And another is called present participle. For me, I would rather call it verb 3 and verb ing for your easier understanding. Alright, so now let's try the other three verbs. So boil become boiled. So verb 3 is the same, boiled and boiling. Break becomes broke, broken, and breaking. And then cook become cooked, past participle is also cooked, and present participle becomes cooking. Alright, so I think all of you can fill this table easily. Next, let's have a look at the usage. So when do we use past participles and present participles? First thing, let's talk about present participles since there are only two. So the first way of using verb ing, in this way, it will be easier for you to understand. When do you use verb ing? Remember we learned gerund before. When we use it as gerund, it's a noun. But here is present participle. They look exactly the same, but they're not the same in nature. So when do you use verb ing again? Yes, you use it with the continuous tenses. How many continuous tenses are there? Can you answer? There are 6 continuous tenses. So is ing, was, were ing, will be ing, has been, have been ing, had been ing, and will have been ing. So there are 6 continuous tenses. So all of these continuous tenses, they have to use present participle after the verb to be is mr. Then what is the second usage here? Can you guess? For example, I say English is interesting. So I use the word interesting as, yes, you are right, as an adjective. So the second usage of present participles is to use it as an adjective. Alright, so let's come back to past participles then. Can you tell me, when do you use past participles? Very good. Some of you know it. So we use it with perfect tenses. Yes, perfect tenses like present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. All of it, we have to use past participles. Okay, then what is the second usage? For example, I say, I ate a big burger today. So, a big burger was eaten today. So, what kind of sentence is that? Yes, you are right. Passive. When we use passive voice, we have to use past participles as well. Then, what is the third usage of past participle? For example, I say, the MCO is still continuing. I'm so bored at home. So, this word, bored. How do you use it? Yes, right. It's also used as an adjective. So, there are 3 ways of using past participles and 2 ways of using present participles. Okay, so since both past participle and present participle are used as adjective, let's see what are the differences. First one, when we use participle as adjective, for example, the original verb is rise. Then the past participle, I use it as an adjective. I can say the rising sun. And present participle, I can say the rising sun. What's the difference between these two sun? A rising sun means the sun is going up slowly. So the rising sun means the sun is already up there. So these are the differences. And let's have a look at the second one. The boiled water and the boiling water. I like to ask my students this question. Do you drink boiled water or boiling water? Come on, answer it. Boiled water, are you sure? Yes. Boiled water, it means it has been boiled. But boiling water, do you know how hot is boiling water? It's 100 degrees Celsius. Can you drink boiling water? Are you sure? So we drink boiled water, but not boiling water. So that's the difference. Let's see the next one. Broken news and the breaking news. The broken news is actually a TV program by BBC. So you can have a look at YouTube. And breaking news, it means the latest, which suddenly happened news. So coming in a very immediate way. So that's the breaking news. And then let's have a look at this one. How about cook ham and cooking ham? So cook ham means the ham is already cooked. And cooking ham means you use the ham for cooking. Okay, let's do it this way. If I change the word ham to oil, it'll be easier for you to understand. The cook oil means I have used the oil before. And then if I use it again, it's a reused oil. So it's cook oil. But cooking oil means I use the oil for cooking. So that's the difference. And how do you say 我很闷 in English? Some of you will tell me, I am boring. If you say, I am boring, oh, I don't want to be your friend. And no one wants to be your friend at all. Because when you say, I'm boring, it means you make people feel bored. So no one wants to be your friend. So please, don't tell people that you are boring. Because if you are boring, you have no friend. So how do I say it in the correct way? You can say, oh, the teacher is boring. Oh, we can say, staying at home is boring. But don't say I'm boring. How do you say it correctly? 我很闷. You have to say I am bored. So if I use the past participle here as the adjective, it means it's not that I'm boring because the teacher is boring. So I am bored. So that's the difference. If you did not know the difference, you are going to make a lot of mistakes and more or less people will laugh at you. So learning is very important, especially learning English. Let's go on to the next one. So except from using past participle and present participle as adjective, where else do we use them? So you see, it's very common to see participle in participle phrases. So I believe in Junior 3 you have learned phrases and clauses. So what do you mean by phrases? Phrases can be used as adjectival phrases, adverbial phrases. All these are phrases. So a participle phrase also acts like an adjective. That is what we call adjectival phrase. So let's have a look at this example. So the man carrying the bricks is my father. So normally the man is my father. So this is the adjectival phrase, carrying the bricks. So it describes the man. Let's have a look at another one. She showed us a plate of scones crammed with cream. Scones is a kind of food and I really like it. I don't know if you like it. But what kind of scones? Oh, so crammed with cream. Because it's full of cream. So crammed with cream describes the scones. Let's see another example here. Whistling the same tune as always, Ted touched the front of his cap with his forefinger as she dismounted. Ted can be a girl, no problem. So whistling the same tune as always. So at the same time, what is she doing? Yeah, she's whistling at the same time. So this is the adjectival phrase. Then how about past participle phrase? So stunned by the blow, Mike quickly gathered his senses and searched frantically for the pepper spray. So this one describes Mike. So stunned by the blow. So it actually carries the passive meaning here as well. So except from present participles and past participles, do we have another type? Of course we do. The third type is called perfect participles. What do you mean by perfect participles? It's normally used in phrases as well. So it's formed like this. You use the word having in front with past participle. For example, having taken, having eaten, having played. Let's have a look at the examples here. Having heard the news, he quickly saw his brother's record collection. So it means after hearing the news. So having heard the news. Next, let's have a look. This is passive voice. So having been promised a steak dinner, she looked less than impressed with her happy meal. So having been promised. So let's have a look at the difference. For example, let's have a look at this one. Reading the book, he left the room. So where is the book? Is the book on the table or the book is in his hands? So reading the book means at the same time, two things happening at the same time. So reading the book, he left the room. So the book is in his hands. Then, how about this? Having read the book, he left the room. So is the book in his hand? Maybe, but he's definitely not reading it. Means he has he has finished reading the book. So, having read the book, he left the room. So these are the differences. So I hope you can try the quiz and score well. See you!